Is Nicole Greenhalgh, and this is LIS 581 Management of Library and Information Agencies. I completed a physical library tour of the Port Jefferson Free Library located in Port Jefferson, New York on Long Island this week, and I'd like to share with you my findings. The Port Jefferson Library was established in 1911 and has undergone many changes and additions since its beginnings over 100 years ago. It is located on a corner in a quaint Long Island town by the water called Port Jefferson, New York. It has one main entrance, which is slightly up the hill on the side of the building. Its original library makes up the front section of the building. Its historic front entrance is, however, blocked off, and this creates some confusion for new patrons as it is the most visible door. The front reading room is a quiet area and very historic, as its walls comprise the entire original library dating back to the beginning of the 20th century. It houses the magazine collection, large print books, as well as new books. It has a few study tables and large, comfortable chairs for reading. The room has great lighting and a soothing atmosphere. There are beautiful large windows and a fireplace that is sometimes used for fireside story times in the winter. The quiet area is strictly enforced by staff. The main library, which was added during an expansion in the 1950s, begins with the circulation desk when you first walk in. There's a TV screen above the desk, which advertises various programs and services. The computer lab is directly to the right of the circulation desk. There are about 12 computers, including a color and a black and white printer. When you walk to the right, you will find the quiet reading room and its original historic building. If you can continue to the left, you will find the media collection, including DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, and CDs. In front of the media collection is the quiet study porch. There are about a dozen cubicles that have charging areas for studying. This quiet area is also strictly enforced by staff. The area is very conducive to quiet studying, and many students bring their laptops and devices that they may charge at their individual cubicles. If you continue down the stairs toward the mezzanine, you will find the audiobooks on one side and the biographies and the language, literacy, travel section on the other. The language and literacy section is extensive and geared toward people whose first language is not English. The travel section includes books, DVDs, as well as travel sacks. The lower stacks includes the fiction section on the right and the nonfiction section on the left. The middle area is dedicated to displays, and there are a few tables and chairs for studying. The area is well lit and contains directional signs for patrons' convenience. The children's department is another addition to the library, constructed in 1992. It is located up the stairs from the main library. It is accessible by elevator as well. There is an activity room where many children's programs are held. The area has 8 computers, a TV to play video games, and child-friendly tables and chairs. The decor is whimsical, and there's also a section where you may find toy chests and books geared toward toddlers and babies. There's also a life-size version of Candyland that is taped to the floor and snakes around the entire area. The library has a teen center located across the street, which is rented by the library. The back portion of the building is the teen center, and the front section of the building is the Friends of the Library used bookshop. It is highly used by teens, as dozens come after school to study, meet up, and play video games. The building is an expense, but a wonderful place for teens to call their own. The bookshop is a great source of revenue for the very active Friends group containing over 20 volunteers. The building is maintained both on the exterior and the interior. The garden is manicured and the plants are healthy. The floors and walls are quite clean and the tables are wiped down. The building is easy to access by those that may be using a wheelchair. There is an elevator that accesses all floors. There's plenty of study space, including 2 quiet areas with numerous seating for collaborative work. There are study tables in the main library as well as on the mezzanine that can be used for tutoring. There's a conference room with a capacity of 20 people and a meeting room that has a capacity of 60 people. Both rooms are used for library programs and may be used by outside groups if they're available. There are separate areas for both children and teens, and this is quite beneficial to these age groups because the areas are tailored to their needs and learning. The circulation desk is at the forefront when you enter the building, and this helps to direct patrons and guide them where they need to go. The signage is purple and with white lettering and very easy to read. All departments are labeled, and there are guiding signs for genres in the nonfiction section. DVDs and CDs are also well labeled and separated by genre. There are large signs that direct patrons to the elevator, and the Copy Center has an extensive guide on how to use the technology, as well as the prices for printing. There's also a fax machine available for patrons. The Children's Department and the Teen Center have age-appropriate signs that are geared toward teens and children. As we learned in the Week 4 facilities presentation in class, displays are very important. The PJFL has many dynamic and eye-catching displays, both physical and virtual. All departments have video screens that rotate images of patrons participating in programs, as well as slides advertising various services. The marketing team creates promotional videos for summer and winter reading programs, as well as videos to promote services like Hoopla and Ancestry. There are numerous physical displays throughout the library. There are seasonal displays on the main floor, as well as a catch of the day where recent popular returns are displayed. Children's has many displays as well that are seasonal on top of their bookshelves. There's also a large read-alike display in the lower stacks. The staff is very friendly and welcoming. They often walk around the building seeing if anyone needs assistance while they browse. Reference offers device advice where they assist patrons one-on-one with online library services, downloading ebooks, and more. They offer one-on-one genealogy help for patrons as well. The circulation desk is located directly by the entrance so patrons can easily ask if they need direction. The only possible barrier to service is that often patrons confuse the circulation desk with the reference desk and go to the wrong place. The signs are slightly small, and this does create confusion for new patrons. The Port Jefferson Free Library embodies the idea of library as place. According to Evans and Allaire, 2013, libraries are historically a place where the community may meet, collaborate, study, and learn. The Port Jefferson Free Library encompasses this idea of library as place by providing things like plenty of study space, flexible meeting space, natural lighting, welcoming staff, access to technology, and ready guidance on using space and services. There were few aspects of the physical space at the Port Jefferson Free Library that could be improved upon. The library itself is quite disjointed, and this is due to the various constructions and additions over the years. Getting downstairs to the meeting room is slightly confusing, and this could be improved upon with additional and better signage. The meeting room itself is quite dingy, and the carpet is not in good condition. It looks like it could use some remodeling and updating. Having the teen center across the street has positive and negative aspects. It is very expensive to maintain as the rent is very high for the building. It is also sometimes confusing for patrons to have two separate buildings. On the plus side, the teen center is highly popular, and the young adults love having their own space that they can call their own. The library has come up with some plans for renovation, and this includes adding a new meeting room upstairs and making the previous downstairs meeting room the new teen center. This would save the library large amounts of money. Following the physical tour of the Port Jefferson Free Library, it can be concluded that for the most part the building is in good condition and serves its purpose well. It is ADA compliant and accessible on all floors by wheelchair. Proper security measures such as cameras and a night and weekend security guard are in place. The staff and environment is welcoming with pleasant lighting and a mostly clean building. There are many study spaces and areas that are conducive to collaborative learning. Displays are prominent and dynamic. Signage is clear and directional. Overall, the Port Jefferson Free Library embodies library as place and is a positive learning environment and meeting space for the community. Thank you for watching.